Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Majid. How are you today? To 800. I'm just marking out some important levels. Oh, there's a naked level there. Daily level. Oh my god, I've lost it. There it is. Control 4200. Interesting. What I'm doing is I'm drawing out some naked points of control. Basically, if you go back in the time, you can see where the previous points of control were for this is a daily time frame, and the first time the price reaches those previous levels, the price always reacts. So I can see now that we have a naked point of, I've already marked this off, naked point of control above us at 45900. I've already marked that off here, but there's a few new ones underneath us now, so I'm just marking those down because if the price comes back down, the price will react of those levels. So it's good to have those levels marked, and you have to do that kind of analysis for the weekly as well and for the monthly time frames. So I can see now the previous week. Yeah, there's quite strong support underneath us right now. There's a weekly, and before there's a weekly that's 40020. This week. We have a lot of untapped liquidity underneath us. So yeah, that's interesting. So as we are going up without taking liquidity, so that's something that I wanted to investigate. Let me have a look at the month. The monthly should be fine. It's the monthly. We have a big one above us, and the current month point of control is there. Sometimes my charts don't work. Go up, go down. It's weird. It's weird. What we experienced yesterday in the move up. I'll show you. You don't need to know this stuff, but it's interesting. So basically, as the price went up, we had a short closing of minus $5.5 million. So there was a liquidation as the price went up. You can see the liquidation bubble. That happened at about 8 p.m. And then what you're seeing is lots of longs coming in. Lots of small longs coming in. And then we had a big long here, look. 4.1 million open interest, increase in open interest right there. And this was a short closing, but also yeah, that was a short closing, so that was a liquidation. See that liquidation bubble? Now we're in our current range. So we had a bit of strength on the move up yesterday. And here as well. This is a 13 million long. And let me have a look at the OI. At the aggregate is minus 908k, but it was 13 million longs came in there in that candle there. That's pretty strong. That's pretty strong behavior when the longs are coming in like that. But it does mean something. It means that if the price can get below about 43,800, then a lot of these late longs are going to be trapped. You have a lot of potentially you can have a lot of trapped longs if the price comes back down. So that's something to consider. I can't see any divergences yet. Oh, let me have a look at the closer time frame. Yeah, there's a little bit of bearish divergence on CVD right now. You can see the CVD is higher and the price is lower. So you'd have the price, it's actually making a lower high, and you can see that the CVD is making a higher high. So that's telling us that there's some absorption. Which means there's some big whales with some big spot positions putting limit orders to sell. And so what's happening is that people who are longing on open interest, i.e. leverage longs, they're getting absorbed at the moment in these highs. So that's something to bear in mind. It's only slight bearish divergence, but it's happening. And so when you get this kind of bearish divergence, you don't long. You just don't go against whales. Whales rule the ocean. In this case, Bitcoin ocean. And small fish get eaten. So when you see whales start behaving in a certain way, then you have to avoid them. Basically, you avoid the whales, or you actually trade with the whales. So you can actually start shorting because you know that whales are selling. Basically, that's the idea. You can't short without an invalidation. That's rule number one. Now, I wouldn't short here at the moment because I'm not seeing weakness yet in the price action. We have a massive liquidity level above us. It's not far away. It's only about 2 to 3% above us. We're also into the golden pocket. And that means we're into heavy resistance right now. See that? We're into the 618. The 618's already reacted. So not only are we into resistance right now, we have a higher time frame level above us, which is the monthly level. Let me have a look at that. It's tapped. It's already tapped, so the liquidity's been taken from that level. But I wouldn't be surprised if it still reacts as some kind of resistance level. But actually the untapped liquidity is further up. You have a couple of naked points of control, daily and weekly, and then you have 2 daily levels. You have a bit of liquidity above us. So I think if we were to go up, we're into resistance, basically. That's what I'm saying. We're into resistance now. We have to see, because people generally like to long in the highs, but what's the target? Let me explain. Good morning, David. Welcome. So I just had a look at EXO, and we have it. I'll show you. We have a little bit. I mean, you can see it for yourself because you have EXO. We have a little bit of bearish divergence right now on CVD. Higher CVD, lower highs. So that's something to bear in mind. And basically, we had a bit of a liquidation event last night at midnight. And if the price manages to get back down to about underneath this crop here, then I think we're going to see some a little bit of a bunch of trapped longs. I think that would be the area of interest for seeing trap longs. I drew out a couple of naked points, 3 naked points of control. So we got on the move up, I marked out 3 naked daily points of control. So we have a little bit of liquidity underneath us as well. We have a gap, actually. We have a little bit of a gap. So I think this is what I'm seeing. So we have resistance above us, we have resistance further below us, and then we have a little bit of a gap. And the gap has been formed by the move up last night. Yeah, we have a triangle breakout. So we have a maximum extension target for that triangle. And if I was to draw it out, roughly, it's something like that, huh? From the breakout, it's the height of the body, of the top to bottom. Let me do it again. So it's probably like there. It's like there. So that will take us nicely into the monthly level with this breakout to match the height. I think I'm doing it right. To match the height from there to there, roughly. It's kind of rough. So if I have it from there to there, that's roughly about right. Yeah, a little bit more. Then the breakout kind of takes you to the monthly level. I think that's going to be a really good area to short, to be honest with you, right up there. I think a lot of people are going to get quite bullish as we cross this golden pocket. And then we have to see what happens. Because even though that is a golden pocket, arc. All right, so there's, because at the moment I'm doing it on log chart, the 786 will come into the daily level slightly above us. So I'm actually thinking maybe this is what happens. You get something like this, get another push up, and you get something like that. It's what I'm kind of imagining right now, because I don't think it's just going to reject, you know, because you go up, you come back into the golden pocket. Why would you just come back through it? You know, it's gonna hold for a little bit. No, it's gonna have another attempt to go up, try and capture some more liquidity higher up. It's gonna come into like some strong levels, some daily levels. Like there's a couple there. Let me have a look at the daily time frame. There's one untapped one, and then that one's going from before, from this. So one is untapped and one is tapped. But that's, then you have the 786. If that doesn't happen, then you're going for the highs, really, because there's nothing else. You're heading for that weekly level, and this is the other thing. Like, you have a psychological level at for 50,000, which is basically why would you stop there if this doesn't play out? And then it's all about how we're seeing how this consolidation is at this high, in these highs. And also at the moment we're above the value area high. The thing is, you've got this triangle breakout. I don't see it extended further than the monthly level, which is about there. And then you have to see what happens. Yeah, then we have to see what happens, because this doesn't even need to play out like this. This could this just could be one idea. You could just fall back down, you know. That's very viable. You could actually be forming a higher you could actually, and this is the other thing, we could actually be forming a higher time frame triangle. It's quite poetic, actually. These could be the 1-2 points. It's going to really annoy everyone, but that's what Bitcoin does. It likes to annoy people. 2 right into the 786. Don't know where this would be. Let's imagine worst case scenario goes up to the 886. And then let's imagine that this goes down to the 886. Let's just see. Let's just imagine this is all going to the 886. And that's what you're looking at. Get everyone bullish, come right back down. Get everyone bearish, go right back up. But the thing about this triangle, you're only going to hit it. This is still bullish, huh? Because in the next pass you go up again. Then you're kind of, then that's what you're doing. This is still quite a bullish triangle, but in terms of the Bitcoin halving, this would work perfectly, because then you're in April, and in April you are looking to go up. Yeah, so if we do kind of make a lower high here, then we go back down to make a higher low there, then we go up in March to make another lower high, come back to the 50%, which is probably going to be the point of control, find support to make our way back up, to break out, and that's going to look really bullish. And that's basically what we've done now. Actually, when I was looking at the triangle that I drew in this mini range, look, we've basically done that. Look, up, down, wait, up, down, up, kind of, it's kind of done that a little bit. It's not as clean, but after it got to this point, it only really came, like, it kind of got, it came down low, but it never really touched. I don't know, it was a hard one, this triangle, because we're right in the middle. It could have gone either way. But this outer triangle, I think our thesis is a little bit more bullish. And I think the reason why I'm thinking this is because we are creating a lot of liquidity levels underneath us. With these naked volume levels, that we've got 3 new naked volume levels underneath us. We've got a naked weekly level right there. We've got the range now, because we're just above the range. So we've got the point of control, we've got the value area high, got the value, we've got a lot of liquidity levels underneath us. I think this is what I'm thinking at the moment. We'll see what happens, right? So just bear that in mind. This could be something. And if not, then we're basically going to make another high now. And if that happens, then this is going to be really bullish, because you've just made a higher high. And this lower low becomes your higher low. And you're basically still in bullish market structure. It's going to be a lot more difficult to change it to bearish if we go up and make a higher high now. then it's going to be really difficult to go down now. So I think if that was to happen, you're going to get a lot of people enter on the next dip if you're confirming the continuation of bullish market structure. It's going to look really bullish if that happens, and so we have to bear that in mind. So we're contemplating two scenarios: a higher high for continuation of bullish market structure, or some kind of range bound pattern that forms like this, and then obviously the other alternative is that we do make a lower high here. We've already got a lower low, and we go down. You know, that's basically, that's the three scenarios that we're contemplating for another lower low here. You know, then we're in bearish market structure, and then this could continue for much longer because we're now in bearish market structure. So I think those are the scenarios right now. Right now, when it comes to Bitcoin, XO is showing bearish CVD right now. Let me just put this into I'll call it my time frame. Right, this one I'll just leave it. Perfect. The alts are going to do quite well, huh, in this top part of the range, I think. So let me just quickly have a look at some other things like USD. Look at that. Look at my so for all those people who like my predictions, look at my prediction. Look at the yellow line and look how the price is moving. In the words of that actor from the A-Team, I love it when a plan comes together. Well, let's have a look at the high time frame. Yeah, we're coming into support soon on the USDT. We're coming into resistance soon on BTCD. ETH is on support, ETH BTC. We're in the top half of this range. We're on the point of control. It's a good place to be. So I think it's possible that Bitcoin dominance turns soon. I think it's possible we go up a little bit and then just come back down. I think this is possible, that we just kind of do that. USDT could probably go flat for a little bit. See what happens. The total market cap of crypto is looking strong. We're above this mini range value area here. It's looking stronger than Bitcoin, to be honest with you. So I think with this, it is very possible that we kind of go much higher, maybe even attack the highs, because it's so close from this 618 to the high. It may overshoot. So yeah, I think if Bitcoin can actually now go sideways in this top part and figure out what it's going to do, then the alts are going to do well. Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people are hoping for, because most of the money is at the moment it's made in altcoins, not on Bitcoin. Yeah, so we've just broken out. We're going to now form a consolidation range in these highs. I think when it comes to Bitcoin, I wouldn't be eager to short right now unless we get, and this is my line. For me, this is my line. If we get an hourly close here underneath this line, we get an hour close underneath this line, I think that would be a massive sign of weakness for me. I wouldn't want to see that, because it would be a close would be underneath this hourly order block, and maybe this new order block that's formed. You're basically reversing this whole structure, and you're closing back into this candle, which is a high volume candle. I don't want to see a close back into the body of this candle. I don't think that would look nice. That wouldn't look pretty. I think if you saw that, you're going to trap some late longs here, and they're going to be underwater, and they're going to close their positions, and then you'll quickly see a move down, right? So I think it's worth just keeping that level in mind. You see where that, yeah, that's just underneath the value area high as well. So basically you don't want to come, you don't really want to close back into the value area high, really. It's basically what I'm saying, in any meaningful way. So I mean, it is possible, you know, it is possible to go down and wick down. That's very possible. And if that was to happen, you'd have a really nice trade, because then you'd have an invalidation and you'd have a nice long as the price comes back up. You know, if that was to present itself, you could have a really nice long. Yeah, and you have a nice invalidation because you rejected from the value area. That would be the next long for me. But I think what you really want to do now is you want to let this higher time frame range to form, and I think it is probable that we're going higher, just simply because of this triangle breakout. Just the extent of it. You know, you're probably going up there somewhere. And I think the monthly level is your level of interest for the extent of this move, probably, which is there. So I think that will be the long trade if I'm interested in. And what I'm going to do is going to move this level up a bit, just a little bit, and put an alert on it. Looking for long, rejection from VA. I don't want to close underneath that. This candle is here. If I get a close, I would be shorting. Actually, I'd short, and my invalidation would be the candle that entered for. That would be my quick invalidation. It would be really tight invalidation. because I think if you close there, you're not really expecting it to come back. You're seeing weakness if you get a close back into this high volume candle. That's what I'm imagining to see. That's my first sign of weakness. Until you see that, I'm not seeing, you can't really see weakness. But the fact that we have the fact that we've got some bearish CVD, to me, suggests that we are going to go down. You know, we are going to go down, but not necessarily just maybe to do this, you know, maybe we'll go down just to do this, just to go up, you know, like who knows. But I do think the monthly target should hit in this move. And if it doesn't, then this is just a shitty failed auction, you know, and it is what it is. You just have to accept that. All right. I think that's it. Anything else come to mind? Majid, David? A quick update. All right, I'm going to take a 5-minute break. When I'm back, we'll look at Dtravel. I have the candles. I mean, the candles are bullish, David. Looking at the daily time frame. That's a bullish candle. It closed above this wick here. Bullish. You can't really. There's nothing really to say. It's a bullish candle. Small one. Right. Right. I'll be right back.